Hello, and thank you for tuning in. Roseward, Stampersdelight.com. Today we are going to take a look at the Celebrating in Colors, the May 2022 Paper Pumpkin, and some alternatives. Before we get started, grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Tastes good this morning. So a couple of reminders. Until May 31st, you can get a new in color starter kit with some of these new in colors, ink pads, designer series paper, multi cardstock pack, and the grid paper. So you definitely want to check that out. Also for the month of June, Donna Gray and I have the Sweet Delicious Fun Fold Club. We do that every month with a sweet. And this month is Abigail Rose. Definitely go down and check that out in the links below. My June online class is with Awash of Beauty. If you've never done one of my classes, you're definitely going to want to check that out. I'm not going to go over everything because everything is in the description below. And just go check it out. My online summer retreat is June 17th. That's also the in-person one. And that is Textured Sweet collection. You get that whole collection, so definitely check that out. And also my online shop, Stampersdelightshop.com. That's where you can get that crafty, classy, and a little bit sassy mug. You can get the grab your coffee, grab your tea mug, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and more for the stamper in your life. Let's get started. So today I'm going to show you the paper pumpkin and some alternatives. Here is the kit. And again, you can get this monthly, delivered to your door. The link is below. You can cancel at any time. There is the stamps and the basic gray ink pad that comes with it. You get everything you need to make 10 cards. I'm going to show you how to get more out of that today. I'm not going to open that one up because that's one that I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But let me show you what we have here. All right, so you get the instructions. And they are colored instructions. You can read them if you'd like, but you can go by the pictures too. Let me show you the finished cards. And this is the Sweet Sorbet. Now you're going to see that I have white envelopes. The envelopes that come with the cards do look like this. I just want to show you because I cut mine up to make more cards out of it. So that's what the envelope really looks like. But I added white ones, and you'll see why. So there's the Sweet Sorbet one. And again, the directions for these you get with the kit. Here is the Orchid Oasis. We have the Starry Sky. And of course, there's a video out there too on how to do these cards. I'm going to show you real quick also. So those are the, and the Parakeet Party. Almost forgot that one. Those are the ones they show you how to do. We're going to put that aside along with the directions because I probably won't follow the directions either. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you, and I have a lot of alternatives to show you, but first I'm going to show you how I did this. Okay, so we have, let me just pull out the one right there. I am going to pop this out. And that piece we don't need. This is going to go right over the U. I'm going to add some dimensionals to that. Grab my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to add that right over there. You see how quick and easy these are. I'm going to grab, and they come with all the die cuts that you need. I'm going to grab one of those. You can do anything, and that's one of these little guys right here. Let me just grab the right one. You can do anything. I'm going to grab my basic gray. And I do need one of my mats because it's photopolymer. You're going to want to use one of our mats. And again, you can find everything at Stampersdelight.com. Okay, I am going to stamp that right there. Take that right off. I'm going to grab dimensionals. Now, the dimensionals they give you are the minis. And let's see if I have any of my minis here. There we go. And they give you a small thing of minis for all your cards. I'm using the ones I have on my desk here. And I'm just going to put you can do anything. Now, they also have some gems. And these are our in color matte dots. And then you can just add your little gems wherever you want those. And I'm going to add Tempting Turquoise so it really pops out. And there's the first card. Now, here's the envelope to it, but we're going to do something else with that later. All right, let's take a look at the second one. The second one is the Tahitian Tide. And that one, I'm going to pull that out. Here's this beautiful card. And that's going to lay right on top of there. Just looking for my glue here. Ah, there it is. Okay, I'm just going to glue this down. I'm going to grab the Happy. I just wanted to show you a couple of these, how to put these together first. And then I'll go over the alternatives. Because these are really self-explanatory, okay? Just follow the directions. All right, I'm going to grab some dimensionals. What I hear from everybody is, I want to see the alternatives. I mean, look how easy it is to put together and how quick. Okay, so for this one, we are going to grab this little guy. And this says Happy, and this one says You Make Me. So you make me happy. White on white here is not a good thing to do. And again, I'm going to take my dimensionals. And add some of these. There we go. So that's that one. Okay. All right. So now you're probably wondering, what are these little things for? Right? They have these little guys in there. And let me just show you what it looks like. I have one here somewhere. Let's see. Well, I guess you can see it in the picture. They have these little, there it is. That's the thing right there. It shows you to put those inside to make it look like a, maybe something you can put your gift card. Sorry, it's early this morning. So you can put that in there and make it a gift card holder. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to use that piece too. So you're going to see quite a few different things that I did with this kit. All right. So the first thing I did is I took one of the envelopes. I'm going to show you that first. And I cut it. And you're going to see this in every color, but I'm going to show you how I cut the... Let me just move this down so you can see this. All right. So I took the envelope. And I've done this before. I sliced it off. And then when you open it up, you can get some designer series paper out of this. Okay. going to do that first. And I'm going to do my regular measurements for my 5 1/4, but I want to get these white pieces off first. So I'm just going to cut those off so that I don't have any white showing. Okay, once I have that, then I want to make sure this measures 5 1/4. So those are our regular layering on a base card, right? 4 by 5 1/4. Then I have this lip of the envelope, and I'm also going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut that off. And I wanted to show you the way to cut these because when you see my samples of my alternatives, I think I get more excited about the alternatives. It'll make more sense to you. Okay, so I don't want any white on there. So let's just get that off. There we go. Now I have this. Okay, so I have these 2 pieces and I can make those into cards. So this is my first alternative to show you. I get so excited. All right. And I'm going to be showing them to you in different colors. So here is the Orchid Oasis. Again, this would be layered on a piece of white. So this one, let me just bring this guy in to show you. Okay, so this one is the 4 by 5 1/4 Tahitian Tide. And what I used was I added the go-to greetings. You'll see those a lot for some of the cards. I do a lot of birthday cards, thank you cards, and thinking of you, so, or just a note. So that's what that one looks like when you cut that piece and you make it into a birthday card, and again with the matted dots. There'll be still shots on my blog, Stampersdelight.com, where you can see this. All right, now you want to know, well, what are you going to do with this piece right here? So what I did was I took this lip, I put it on a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white cardstock, just like that. And as long as this doesn't get wet, you can make it smaller if you don't want that glue line showing. And I just layered that right on top of there. I stamped it. I put, again, the Tahitian Tide backing and made a birthday card using that, using both the go-to greetings and the paper pumpkin. So that's what I use those 2 pieces for. So let's bring in a couple of more samples so I can show you. Here would be the Parakeet Parade. I want to keep these together. So there's Parakeet Parade. Now you can see this one I did to the side. You can stamp right on that designer series paper. Here is the Sweet Sorbet. This one's a thank you. And then again, here it is using that piece right there. And then here's another one. And this one, what I did for this one is I made these a little bit smaller. So I used white 4 by 5 1/4, and I made the designer series paper 3 3/4 by 5. So I had an extra layer in there. Okay, these are our standard measurements that we use. Then for the lip of these 2, so let me show you. You notice I don't have the lip of these 2. So we'll do the Orchid Oasis. The lip for this one, I made this way. So what I did was I used a piece of 4 1/4 by 11, and I cut it lengthwise, and then I sliced off a corner. I did happy birthday, happy birthday. And then I took that V or lip of the envelope, and I made this a little bit smaller, so it's a pocket card. Just like that. I will put the dimensions of these on my blog when you go to check that out. You'll see them there. So that's what I did with that lip for this one. And then the Starry Sky, what I did with the lip, I did it this way. So that's a half a piece of cardstock, a regular base cardstock folded in half with a 2 inches taken off, glued on each side. And then this is 4 by 5, I believe. Again, the description will be on my blog or below. And I made a little note card that way. So those are just some of the alternatives that I did with that. Now those little pocket things that they show right here, you can glue on the inside and make it a pocket card. There's also some alternatives here what to do with it. I'll show you what I did. I cut them all out and I made circles and squares with our stylish frames. And I just took our note cards and made quick little notes. So there's the Orchid Oasis. Here's one with the circle. And of course I had to add some more embellishments. That was the Starry Sky. Here's another Orchid Oasis. So you can see that I've got all of these. I think I was up to 20-something cards. Little note cards. So I tuck these into orders or when somebody does one of my classes. So I go through a lot of these. And sometimes I don't want a full-size card. I just want the little note cards. And here's one in very vanilla. So lots of little note cards. So let's take a look and see how many I did. Because I'll show you right now, I still have another whole set to use. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these little guys. We've got the 10 original cards, so that's 18. Then, by cutting up all the envelopes, what did I say, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 cards, and I still have more to do. So let me go and play around with one more card for you. Okay, so let's do that side card. And let me bring that out, because that's probably the one that might confuse you the most on how to do that. So let's take a look. So here's the card. Let me get an envelope. One of the envelopes that we need. So this is Orchid Oasis. All right, so there's the Orchid Oasis. All right, so I am going to cut this. And here's my card base. I had a lot of fun playing with this one. So there it is, 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to take the side of this, and I'm going to cut that, slice that right off. And I'm going to put a very thin little piece, very, try to do it thin. Of adhesive. I'm using the liquid glue. And what I'm going to do while I'm waiting is I'm going to just put some stamp pads on that. Leave that to the side. Okay. I am going to cut this envelope like I did the Tahitian Tide. And remember, I still have some more envelopes to cut up, so I still have more cards to make. I'm going to cut that right here. Cut that at 4 inches. Cut off some of that white like I did before. And if a little white shows on there, it actually doesn't matter. Okay, so this is ready to use for another piece. I need this piece. Cut that off. This is going to have to be cut down, of course, because this has to fit into that piece. But for the most part, I'm going to do that first. All right, so now I'm going to grab some pieces of white cardstock. And these are 4 by 5 1/4 already. I'm actually going to glue this on there first, even though I have to cut it down. For me, it's easier to do it that way and measure it. So I'm just going to put my adhesive on there. Don't want that adhesive there, so let's grab this one. And I'm just going to layer that right here. Let me shut this door so you don't hear that noise. There we go. I'm just adding that on there. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to trim that off. Okay. And just trim that. Oh, my charm fell off. Trim that part of it off. I'm going to trim this off. You can cut it first if you want. No right or wrong way how to do that. And there is the part for in here. But you see it's too wide, so again, I'm going to trim it down. And for this one, I want it at 3 1/2. So the first thing I'm going to do is over here, I got 3 3/4 because I want them both to be the same on each side. Then I'll bring this over to 3 1/2. And again, you can do all this trimming first if you want. I don't have to have it shorter because it's going to fit right in here. So this is going to go right in here. And of course you can add some of the matching ribbon. That's going to go right in there. I'm going to take another piece of white for the front. And I'm just going to slice off. You see, I'm not measuring it. I can measure it later if I want. Besides, I hate measuring anything. All right. This is going to fit right on the top. Now, if it doesn't fit, see this, if you want a little bit more white, trim it from the bottom. And this way you can have a little bit more white showing. There we go. Before I do that, I'm going to bring in my stamps and I'm going to do a little stamping. Now for this one, I'm actually going to switch to our new in color inks. I'm going to grab the Orchid Oasis. I'm going to grab the Happy Birthday. And I'm going to, what I'm going to do is stamp Happy Birthday right here first, okay? And then I'm going to just stamp light and dark. So you got a light and dark area there. This is going to go right on top. Again, I'm going to, with this one, I'm going to glue this. Right on the top here. I want that a little bit more even. Move it over just a hair. There we go. And on the inside, I will grab just, oh, I didn't use my mat, just for you. And then you can use this as a little gift card holder too. If you wanted to, you could put a little gift card in there. Okay, I'm going to grab some of those gems and just put some of those on there. And I think I have some more here, so let's grab the larger ones. See what color, yeah, there we go. And just add, so you do, I am adding some things to this, but you can actually get a lot of cards out of the kit without adding anything. Maybe just some white cardstock, which I know you have in your stash. We're going to put that right back in there and add some of these gems. I want one of those little dark ones. Put it right here. And then you can finish that off with a matching envelope. The other one I want to show you, because it may be a little confusing. We'll do this one. And let's see. I don't know which color I want to do this in, but let me grab an envelope first. How about we do this one? We'll do it in the Sweet Sorbet. Okay, so for this one, again, going through the whole... Actually, you know what? We got this already cut. So let's do the Tahitian Tide. All right. Now I need a piece of Tahitian Tide cardstock. I'm actually going to cut that in half. I wanted to show you how to do both of these alternatives. So this I'm going to just cut in half. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to score it in half. So that's the card. And it doesn't really matter how much you take off. I usually just go to the 2-inch mark. I'm going to slice off 2 inches. And that's going to be the front of my card. Again, with the glue, I'm going to add some more glue there. How much fun is this, right? I'm going to grab a couple of those stamp pads. Just set them down there for a second. All right, I'm going to bring in the card. And you see that I have this little part here. So let me grab a piece of white cardstock. And this one, so I can give you the measurements while you're watching, although they are going to be below. This one is actually 5 by 3 3/4. So we're going to do 3 3/4 by 5. And you want to make sure that you have it a little bit smaller than that piece. Okay, so we have that. Now I need the, there it is, the lip. And that's going to, look at that. See, that one, when you do it that way, that doesn't have to be cut down at all. You just have to glue it down. Glue it right on that piece of white. Then I'm going to grab a 2-inch piece of white for this, the thank you. So this is 2 inches. I'm going to make this, let's do 2 inches. That's 2. By 5 1/4. Okay. Let's take those off there and see if that's going to match up. There you go. Okay. So we're going to take this. We are going to use the thank you. And again, this is from the Go-To Greetings. We're going to use the Tahitian Tide. I'm going to basically do that same little trick and just make a bunch of thank yous. So I'm going to take the Tahitian Tide. I'm going to start right in the middle. And then light and dark, I'm just going to go all the way around here. And it can even go over each other. I'm going to glue that right down here. Whoop, going to slide it in there. Okay. And I don't have to have anything on the inside because I'm going to write my own note. There we go with that. And then I'll add some gems. Again, I'm digging into my stash because I don't have enough of the little ones that they bring or they give you. And I'm just going to add some of the dots here. And of course, you can always add some of the in color ribbon. And there you have another little thank you note. So those are probably two of my favorites that I did. But remember, let's close this up. There's so much more you can do with the paper pumpkin if you choose to cut open or the envelopes, because you get some designer series paper out of it. And you can get all of these cards by using the designer series paper, if you so choose. Or you can just keep them the way they show you on the instructions. And then, of course, I did the little notes. So I hope you enjoyed this paper pumpkin alternative video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter so that you can get free tutorials and also know what classes I offer. Until the next time, keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.